We're live! Oh wait, here, let's do the countdown. Hello, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to an impromptu Shattermare live. I'm Brian, and I'm joined by my insatiable. Is that what I want to go with today? My insatiable co-host.
Okay. Just getting some coffee here.
Oh, nice. Just getting coffee in the background. Classic. So yeah, we'll see who sees this, and we'll do.
I let Frank know that we'll be on, so he may pop by.
Oh, okay, great. Well, we've got some fun updates. You know, this isn't really an official episode, but it's gonna be a lot of housekeeping kind of stuff, so that'll be good. So by the time we get on to our next actual episode, I guess episode 31, we'll have everything worked out, and we'll have everything going good from there. So,
all right.
How's it going, William?
Wait, what was that?
How's it going, man?
Oh, it's going well. Going well. Yeah, it's been a while since we've done this. Wow, there's a lot of things going on that we're not going to be able to touch on today, but we can definitely, give some people some updates on what's going on with Shattermare and the Mercenary Guild and Hardly Heroes, and definitely maybe we can talk about some RPG stuff and movies and pop culture. That'd be fun.
Yep. Sorry, I'm checking some stuff, technical stuff in the background.
What are you buying shit off of Amazon?
No, but we did cancel our StreamYard subscription because StreamYard is getting very expensive, and at this point isn't worth it. So we're back to I don't know, MacGyvering some shit together.
Well, it seems like StreamYard and YouTube really want to screw over the home streamer. You know, they're putting in policies and doing things to make it more difficult to earn a living at this.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I just checked the. I mean, for what they consider quote unquote upgraded, but it's like the basic, core. So they cut a bunch of stuff out of what used to be the basic version, and now that's like the core plan, and it's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars a year. So yeah, unless you're doing this full time and you're it pays for itself, and it's just a business expense for us when we're focused mainly on, producing comic books and other stuff. It's just not worth it. And in fact,
and there aren't a lot of options, really.
Right. Well, there's OBS, which is what we're going to end up going back to. I just have to work through all the kinks, like the quirks of OBS, because it's still free. So you have the freedom of customizing whatever you want, but you have to do it all yourself, whereas StreamYard automatically gives you cool little things to do. Like, we don't even have our logo anymore. We're powered by StreamYard over here in the top right. So, just little things like that. The fact that I have a really shitty echo going on right now on stream.
I don't hear it, so.
You don't hear it, but I checked the stream and it's 100% there. So it's pretty bad. These are not to my typical standards of audio production.
Sorry, folks.
Yeah, so We just have to live through it. I'll just try to have William talk more than me. How about that?
No pressure there.
Yeah. so I guess the first order of business will just be to see. So we're gonna be moving from Wednesday night, probably Saturday afternoons, which is probably more fun. More people are free and off work and listen to our podcast in the background, as I like to do with other shows.
Yeah, as you fold your laundry or
whatever you're doing.
Teach your kids how to read.
Yeah. In my personal life, had a big move in the last couple of months. New job shift between my wife and I, and all kinds of stuff going on. So, and that's on top of the launch of Mercenary Guild 1, which we're really excited about. And I think we get a good reception. I mean, not to throw any shade on you, William, but we're kind of a no-name publisher, and you're not a veteran, writer in the comic industry. You're just a guy who wanted to come out with a book, and we did it. Through the efforts.
I don't have really a social media presence either. We're just people, and if we can do it, everybody out there, you can do it.
Yeah, exactly. That's kind of our motto. That's what I tell people when I'm on panels and doing interviews and stuff. It's like, hey, if I can do it, you can do it. Although most people can't do it, but not to say that you aren't capable of it. Just, it's work, and a lot of people avoid that. So.
Work and money.
Work and money. Yeah, but through the efforts,
you gotta have some money to put something out there.
Right. Or time. If you don't have money and you have a lot of time, you can get good at drawing. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
But if you have money, then you can take a shortcut and hire an artist. That's what we do. But not to say there's still a lot of work that goes into the writing and the story crafting and all the logistics and everything. So. But through our efforts and efforts of the artists we're working with, and a couple other key people that we work with, we were able to raise, it was like a little over 1,000, 1,500. I want to say almost 2,000 in pre-orders and initial sales. So that's fun. So we're getting ready to fulfill that. The books are already they're done. We picked them up from the printer, or Kyle picked them up from the printer. He's not here today, but he picked them up. So we're getting everything signed for people who got the tier where they're getting the artist signature and William, their creator signature on the books. We're going to ship those across the country in the next, probably 2 or 3 weeks to William. Have him sign everything. And then it's coming out to you guys. If you guys are out there and listening to this, pre-order the book. There will be an update coming soon on the Indiegogo, but just know you'll be getting your book probably, beginning September, mid-September at the latest. So that's pretty fun. We're excited about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I have an echo, and I'm still recovering from a stupid sinus infection. So I've got all kinds of shit in my sinus. Probably sound very nasally. So anyways.
It's the weather.
Yeah, weather and never mind, I can't. I was about to make a joke about Colombians. But
yeah, so that's what we got going on with Mercenary Guild, and for those of you who supported, appreciate it. And it's not too late to order a copy. Go to shattermarecomics.com or shattermare.com, and You'll find your way. You can order a copy. We got 4 covers. We got T-shirts. We got, and all kinds of other accoutrements, bookmarks, guitar picks, and what have you. Cards, you name it. But the covers, really, all 4 of them are bangers as far as I'm concerned. Really good covers.
Yeah, they're I have to update the website, but yeah, right now we still have the pre-order for the. So if you missed the crowdfunding campaigns and you want to check it out, right now you still have a chance to go to the shop on the website, and you can pick up all 4 covers actually, which is nice. So that's there for everybody. So yeah, once we get through fulfillment for Mercenary Guild, or as we're doing fulfillment, the next thing we're gonna launch is Hardly Heroes issue 10. So finally, you'll be able to do pre-order for that book. And we'll have some cool little perks and items. I'm trying to decide what crowdfunding campaign we're gonna end up using. I definitely still want to use Fund My Comic, but we might do Kickstarter instead of Indiegogo this round. But we'll see. And there's one cool guy out there I want to give it a shout out to, who for Mercenary Guild, he pre-ordered the perk where you can be drawn into the comic. So for issue 2, we're gonna have the artist draw him into a scene, which is gonna be fun. And he also did that for Hardly Heroes. So he is now a canon character.
Yeah, so we can draw him getting his head cut off or something.
Yeah, he probably wouldn't care, to be honest, but I think we talked about having them in the bar, as background NPCs. Oh, when you muted yourself, my echo went away. So something's fucked up on your end, William.
Okay.
All
right.
Hold on, mute yourself again. Check. Oh, it's gone. Oh my god. So there's something on your end where you've got. Are you listening? Do you have 2 sets of speakers or something?
Yeah, I could pipe it through my headphones, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, see if you can just do your headphones.
Alright.
That'll be a huge deal. The one viewer we had was like, fuck this, these guys are dumb, they don't know how to run a stream. Or was that you? Were you on the stream? Or actually, is that me?
Was I?
I had the stream going in the background. It's funny. But, yeah, so... Let's see, let's do a test chat. Does that still work? Can I even see your guys' chats? Oh, yeah, I can. There we go.
Alright, how's that?
Yes.
Solve an echo?
No. Perfect. Thank you.
Okay.
Oh,
Alright.
thank God.
So now I have everything running through my headphones.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you were running the audio feed back into your microphone through whatever speakers you were using. Oh, perfect. Wow. There we go. Fix that.
Okay, my bad. Well,
All right,
Boomers won. Yeah. Score 1 for the California public schools.
All right, start over. I'm just kidding. Yeah, what else? I mean, what else is going on? There's some fun stuff on our end. I mean, we've got, after Hardly Heroes issue 10, we've already started working on 11. We just started working on it probably this past couple weeks ago. So that way we'll be making good progress. Basically, all the funds we're gonna, since 10 is pretty much done, it just had to finish some lettering. The funds are gonna go straight to just printing that book, and then to 11, which is good, because then we hope that we can kind of have it where, we can kind of accelerate the speed in which we release the book. kind of like we were when we first started. Just trying to think. Yeah, that's the biggest thing for us as far as launches. I mean, then we've got a couple more titles we're working on that are still in the can that we haven't even really started talking about yet. I mean, we have a little bit, but we haven't really
like
started
Victor
showing up.
and things like that.
Yeah, like we've got Victor and we've got for sure one other one that we started art on recently, like earlier this year, just going a little slow and typical stuff, dealing with artists, scheduling, that kind of stuff. But yeah, trying to think. We're kind of rounding out the end of the year as far as the schedule. We don't have like a ton of big shows or anything. We're kind of starting to go into the planning phase for next year of like what we want to do, and I don't know. We've kind of touched on it before in a previous episode, but there's a lot of, I don't know, quote comic conventions now. I'm not going to talk about it too much, but they're not really comic conventions. They're like social pop.
Yeah, like
shows.
right now in my town, Galaxy Quest or Galaxy whatever is going on.
Oh,
this
okay.
weekend.
GalaxyCon or something.
GalaxyCon or whatever.
Yeah, and that's
it's not really a comic book convention, but it's kinda.
Sure. Yeah, it's probably kind of like a generic, or it started off as kind of like a sci-fi or comic convention. I mean, comic convention is just a euphemism now for, like, I don't even know what you call, like, social event.
Yeah.
Like a paid.
It's not about comics. It's about movies, TV shows.
Yeah, they're just
cosplay.
pop culture conventions. That's what they are. So, and yeah, so we're I think the idea is next year we're going to try to pull back on some of these because I don't know, there's a lot of people just trying to chase clout at these bigger shows, and I hate to even use those words, but just kind of based on something I was told at one of the bigger shows we did. I mean, it's basically just that. It's like whoever they think is cool and they want to be in a certain spot, XYZ, and so we're going to try to plan some more fun, interesting, smaller events. I'd like to focus more on the live streaming and just put some actual time and effort into increasing the production quality of the show, and getting it so we can be on camera and do like a fun intro and stuff, which that's the nice thing about OBS. We'll have more control over what we can do on the show and like widgets and stuff. So looking forward to that.
Yeah,
this is like this is like the state of this is like state of the Shattermare Union. But
well, you got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to revamp this kind of stuff. Well, and because I moved, like, Kyle and Hire, there's just more like logistical planning that we have to do on our end, as far as like just to not like it's a big deal, but just to finalize the fulfillment for Mercenary Guild and get everything to Luke and then to you and then eventually to the actual customers. Like, there's just an extra layer added to that, because normally that's just something I would do. Like, I don't think about it. I just go, oh, okay, cool. Pick everything up from the printer, yada yada, schedule this and ship this, but now, it's just an extra like, so Kyle is more involved in that stuff, which is fine, but then it's like, okay, well, it's not just me doing it. I'm delegating stuff to him, and like, I don't have as much stuff. I basically have nothing here. We still have pretty much everything in our little warehouse / storage unit in Jacksonville. So, although I did order some new stickers recently, those are kind of cute. They
cool.
Tested out some like I guess they call them like fuzzy stickers or whatever. It's supposed to mimic like hair or fur or whatever. Anyway, so but just looking around. But yeah, so we're planning stuff going forward as far as events and what we want to do. I also want to have um, I want to just be more intentional with the stuff that we do, even if it's not on a grand scale. Like, I'm not trying to impress like dipshit comic industry people. Uh, I'm trying to get out there and meet actual comic readers and sell our books to people who hopefully are actually interested in what we have.
Right.
So
Yeah, we don't really want to get too involved with the drama that seems to follow the current independent.
yeah, there's a lot of drama. I mean, a lot of these guys, especially when you get to like the creator, the indie people, but once they get into their little communities, yeah, it even happens with more independent people. There's a lot of bullshit and drama that people like to stir up just because a lot of these guys have like massive egos. So it, I just don't care for that at all. I mean, it has no bearing on what we're doing. Like we're working with people who want to tell stories and get their stories out there. So anytime I feel like someone's trying to impose some kind of arrangement on me that isn't it isn't mutually beneficial, or it's like there's like kind of an impetus or like almost like like a
quid pro quo.
Yeah, like a mafia kind of tactic where they're like strong arming you or pressuring you because they're like, well, in order to be a part of quote unquote like our club or our group, or in order for us to I don't know, have their influence or whatever, it's like you're gonna do XYZ, and when I feel like that, I just decide, no, I don't have to do XYZ. In fact, I'm just gonna not do A, B, or C at all with you. And so there's just stuff like that a lot of people waste a lot of time being wrapped up in on. And again, we want to make books for our people. So, in order to do that, it's just easier to focus on finding even if it's just like I've had wacky ideas where I'm like, oh, I just want to go to a new city and do like a pop-up thing and just have like a Shattermare, almost like a food truck. Not like, I'm not gonna literally like rent a food trailer or whatever, sorry, but just a thing where it's like, oh, hey, have you guys,
yeah, like set up a table at a college campus or something.
Yeah, exactly. It's like that, like those guys do, like they set up a debate bro table or whatever. I'm not going to debate people, but if they want to talk about, whatever, I'll talk to them about it. But yeah, just show up and say, hey, if you guys heard about us, check it out, or comic books, because that to me is more fun. It's like when we started this company and we were going on the road, kind of on tour, like to comic shops and just pitching the idea and talking to people about stuff, and that's all there is to it. It has nothing to do with the greater, I don't know, I guess you'd say politics of making books and people's egos and
yeah. All right. Well, yeah. So we got things coming out, and just hang tight, and you'll be entertained, because that's really what we care about. It's just providing, comics for those who have been disenfranchised or are tired with the current modern audience comics.
That's us.
Yeah. And so it's good to see, that things are coming back, and And I think, you know, I think like we've had a few movies out that seem to be somewhat normal. Uh, this might be the first year in a long time that we've actually gotten some decent movies made in a way that they used to be made.
Yeah. Well, we're 25 minutes in. Can we talk about Israel and the Jews yet? I'm just kidding.
I don't know, you know, I don't know much about that situation, but yeah, we
Okay.
can.
Well, speaking of, I mean, people who produce, most of the stuff that comes out of Hollywood. Yeah, it seems like the people who try to influence culture and they've created the term modern audience and they constantly are trying to push people into like more degenerate, retarded propaganda. They've like kind of turned a corner and realized, like, for example, I mean, this is pretty recent, but I mean, I'm sure you've seen like the Sydney Sweeney
Yeah, the Sydney
American
Sweeney
Eagle
Gene.
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, so people are like frothing at the mouth because they're like, oh look, it's like a attractive white girl with big tits on an American Eagle ad. And I've personally had friends that are like, oh, time to go buy some American Eagle jeans, and I'm like, you think that the people who make and sell these products just one day woke up there's like a sentiment that I see where people that and the problem is it also is fueled by people on the left that are like, oh, they made an ad with like an attractive white girl with big tits. This is Nazi propaganda,
yeah.
and it's like, no. but then people react to that on the right or whatever, disenfranchise, you know, our people or whatever, and they see
Yeah, some
that.
people are saying it's God. I've heard it's people saying it's pornography or something. It's absolutely ridiculous. It's
Yeah,
so
people are
tame
insane.
compared to stuff I grew up with and stuff from the '90s. It's just so tame.
You mean stuff that people constantly push everywhere?
Yeah.
Yeah, like,
Well,
oh,
the
it's
thing about American Eagles, they had a lousy first quarter, and their spokesperson was a fat. Their spokesmodel was a fat black woman. You know, maybe
right,
it's a
but they're
woman.
not. But they're not
And
American.
no,
Like my point is the people who own and run American Eagle, they aren't American. Like the American Eagle is just a brand to trick you into being like, oh look, this is Americana, buy our products. But because of, like you said, the spokesperson is like become this fat black ugly woman or whatever. Like regular American people have become so just like they don't buy into the bullshit anymore.
no.
And people on the left don't buy
I
that
don't.
stuff
I don't
anyways.
think they. I don't think they ever did. They were just afraid to say anything, and I think now people are realizing that they can push back. And yeah, there's going to be a lot of re, but it has no effect.
Right, but the problem is that they give you like a taste of something that seems normal, that gives you like a whiff of normality with the Sydney Sweeney ad, and I'm criticizing our people, is what I'm saying, is these people go rushing back to these companies and these
Right.
people that frankly fucking hate your guts, and they just care about your money. Like that's all they care about. They fucking hate you. They just care about your money. They think you're stupid, and a lot of guys are proving them right because it's like, I use the analogy like you're in an abusive relationship, and you're some lady. You're getting constantly the shit kicked out of you, and then one day, this guy comes home and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, baby. Like, I'll change. I've never," without any evidence or proof that anything has actually gotten better, and you're like, "Oh, I knew that guy was, I knew I was gonna change him this whole time. I knew it. And then what happens? Literally, like that night, you get the shit beaten out of you, and like that's people that are just constantly reacting to what these companies and these people and these people are doing, and it makes me depressed because I'm like, well, we're supposed to be on the same side, but you guys constantly, like, it's like you love to lose.
Yeah, it's like if Disney put I guess they settled with Gina Carano. If they put her in a Star Wars production or whatever, a lot of these guys would just run right back.
Yeah, they would cream their pants. They're fucking simps and losers.
Yeah, and it's
no offense, but like that's what you are. You're a fucking simp.
Yeah, it's like
giant companies.
I wouldn't care because they still haven't proven to me that they can write worth of shit.
Right, and they're still saying, oh well, all this DEI bullshit and all the diversity that you claim to complain about and care about. Well, we're gonna give you this woman, and what are you signaling to them? You're like, oh, I want this strong female character because I'm a little simp. I have no standards for any of the stories and the characters. Like I'm not actually masculine. I don't give a fuck about anything, like any of my heroes being traditionally masculine role models. I just care that you're like weirdly pandering to me, like as like a mildly liberal identitarian group. So like a lot of these guys are still very liberal. They're like fucking boomers. I started using the term neo-boomer. I'm like, you're a fucking neo-boomer because you're doing the same stupid shit that the boomers were doing.
Like, I'm no longer a fan of things like Star Wars, and I didn't bother with Fantastic Four because female Silver Surfer, and there's people out there saying, well, it's not that bad. And then at the end, you know, it's the women who defeat Galactus, and I'm like, oh, well, it's really not. It's like, what side do you want? Where are your fucking standards?
Yeah, so I want to do a whole live stream on this, so I won't go into a ton of detail, but I want to do a deep dive, and like a lot of people, they don't study history, so they're completely ignorant, and that's why they're constantly reacting emotionally, because they're frankly dumb and they don't know the history of this stuff. So Marvel's always been woke and liberal. Always. The difference is, back when Marvel and DC were created, the way they captured their audience is they were literally, I mean, you could find, I think I have a cover of an old Superman book right here that I'm looking at, where it's like wartime propaganda for World War II. And I found a good video where I think I sent you the link to it privately, but he kind of briefly touches over it. So like the post-World War II consensus, these companies were like heavily pandering to, you know, Americans as like American culture, because back then people were actually patriotic. And as this country has become more liberal and there's no cohesion, like society is completely breaking down, nobody believes in the mythology of America anymore. Almost no one's patriotic, except almost recently when Trump came into office, where there was like a brief period of like, you know, people re-enrolling in the military, numbers going up, like wanting to become ICE agents or whatever. But that's still small. That's not like an overwhelming majority of people, even on the right. And anyway, so now over the last few decades, they're starting to boil the frog, so to speak, a lot more rapidly. So where before they were liberal, and you can find quotes from Stan Lee talking about fucking social justice from like the 60s or 70s. Like the guy was clearly talking about like liberal egalitarian bullshit ideals in the comics, you know. And people say like, oh, the myth of the X-Men. It's like, no, that is what the X-Men are for. That's what all these groups are for. Like the difference is just that back then they were pandering to an American audience that was actually pretty based and weren't fucking retards. But as time goes on, it gets easier and easier because they know that you'll buy their fucking slop no matter what they put out. And so then they're like, well, let's just replace white Americans with like DEI diversity superheroes, because the modern audience isn't American anymore. It's like a bunch of disparate foreigners that have like flooded into the country. So that is their audience. And so that's the left. And then the right's like, oh, well, because they're always just reacting. They don't actually study anything historical, so they have no context text for what's happening, what people are trying to push onto them. And so then they're like, okay, well, this is bad, obviously. It's like, well, yeah, but you didn't seem to care about the last, like, 40 years.
Yeah, there's no gatekeeping either.
Yeah, and there's absolutely no gatekeeping. These people have just gone run... what's the phrase? It's like what is it? Rough shot? I don't know.
Yeah,
but
rough shot. Yeah.
Like all over you.
That's what Hulk Hogan says. What you gonna do when Hulkamania runs rough shot over you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rip that guy. That happened.
Yeah, that happened.
But yeah, that's another icon they're trying to tear down, right? So, like with that whole Netflix documentary, I think that came out. Anyways, I digress. So you fast forward to now and the modern comic era, because comics are a very large intrinsic cultural touchstone of America. You know, everyone says comic books are like American mythological characters.
Yeah, we pretty much started comic books.
Yeah, and so it's the exact same thing where, well, they just weren't blatantly pandering to you to capture you, and now they're just moving on with their agenda and you're not included. And so people are like, oh, well, what about my white male heroes? It's like, what about them? Who cares? Like, they never really embodied any kind of principle other than like the post-World War II consensus of like liberal egalitarian ethics. That's why, that's why they say, like, the Punisher is alt-right, because, God forbid, like, a strong masculine white man actually stops following gay rules set about by, like, super gay fake elite that run the country, and he actually just starts executing criminals on the street, like, degenerate, low-life, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, they're deathly afraid of that, so that's why they're like, oh god, this guy's all right. But even the writer's like, no, I swear he's not, because he's a bitch, he's a pussy. He should stand up and say, I don't give a shit what you think Punisher is about. If you don't like him, you're a degenerate low-life scumbag. That's why I wrote this character. Like, he should be proud of the character he created.
Exactly.
But he's a little bitch and he's a cuck, and so he's like, oh, I guess I'll change the skull because I gotta make this look more friendly, to my gay peers, because the skull's too masculine. I don't want to offend anybody. So
yeah, and they didn't want to get canceled, and they want a virtue symbol.
Right.
And,
yeah, they want to protect what little, like, what little influence or like hold over the industry that they have left. It's like, who gives a fuck? You're a cuck. And so anyways, this brings us to Sydney Sweeney, where it's like, it's just history repeating itself, where they go back and they say, okay, we'll pander to you slightly because we just want your money, because you finally become disillusioned with all of our gay shit that we've been pushing on you for literally decades. Like, shit was pushed on me before I was even born. And these guys are like, oh yes, Amasa, I'll come back to the plantation, Massa. Oh, thank you so much. You gave me a whiff of fucking what life could be like.
What things used to be.
What it used to be like, what it was, because people actually didn't accept all the gay shit. Like, they put up with it and or were tricked. You know what I mean? Like, they were tricked into being patriotic by use, which is what this is. It's literally what the whole Trump administration is. All this American Eagle bullshit. It's literally just, hey, like the romanticized ideal that you have that is America. We're going to show you this so that way you get back on the plantation and go die for us in the Middle East for Israel.
Yeah.
So there we go. We come full circle. Anyways, I say all that because you're about to talk about some modern movies that are trying to course what people are saying is a course correction, but it's not a course correction. It's just to trick you into coming back to give you their money, because we were finally winning. We were finally winning by not throwing our money at these people and wasting our hard-earned cash that we pay mostly in taxes.
Yeah.
That's inflated to hell. People were becoming disillusioned and going, fuck you, fuck this country, fuck what this, like, the gay shit that it stands for and the people that run the country. I'm not giving you my money. I'm gonna actually, like, focus on more independent stuff. I'm gonna focus on, you know, maybe my own life or career or whatever, my family. And they're like, oh, blonde girl, big titties, where's blue jeans? I gotta go buy overpriced shitty $50 jeans from a fucking Vietnamese sweatshop.
Yeah, something that looks like a skater kid wore in the fucking 90s.
Yeah, like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with, like, and these guys will make fun of, like, you know, Indians that are like, oh, show Bob and Vagine, and you're like, aha, what a simp. Like, Indian guys are the worst. All they do is, like, it's like, what do you think you're doing? You're a giant fucking simp for these It's the same reason I stopped watching all these YouTubers, when I realized, oh yeah, the only guy showing up in the theater super excited to watch a Disney film is you.
Yeah, I won't bother with it. And there's people even shilling for this. God, there's people shilling hard for that Superman movie, and I had the opportunity to see it without paying.
I have
without you know, paying. I found ways.
So tell me about it.
It's mediocre. I mean, it really is. It's it's not terrible. It's not great. It had the elements to be great. It needed a script rewrite. It needed some editing, and I think it could have been a classic, but it's far from it. It's just, you know, watch it if you're folding clothes or, you know, vacuuming the floor. It's really on that level. It's not terrible. It's not. I mean, Superman, you know, he does get his ass kicked a lot. You know, a lot. The dog is cute at first, and it becomes really annoying. There's just too much of that fucking dog.
Like typical as James Gunn.
Yeah, and then yeah, and then but the message is, so they did both his sets of parents completely wrong as far as I'm concerned. It was his biological parents. Their message to him was basically conquer these people and spread your Kryptonian seed and have harems and like basically it's like Genghis Khan, you know, Genghis Khan Superman.
Hey, I approve that message.
Yeah, and then his Ma and Pa Kent were like, well, when we're get done washing our clothes down by the creek, let's have some moonshine and watch some NASCAR. Like, they're just like white redneck fucks.
When I watched the trailer and I saw him sit down with his dad, his Kent dad, the adopted dad, I was like, oh, this is gonna be like a blatant parody of like Southerners and white culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you know, they did that same thing. I can talk about it later, but they did that same thing in James Gunn loves to do like the classic white guy racist trope, like Southerner. That was literally a whole plot point for what's that show called? Peacemaker. I don't know if you saw that one. I ended up watching the first season with Paula.
I watched some of it. I think I watched the first 3 episodes.
So his Peacemaker, his dad is literally like the KKK of superheroes. He's like literally a white nationalist KKK guy, and like he has this traumatic experience where his dad was making his brother, like, as kids they were fighting each other and they were like betting money on it, and he accidentally hit his brother somewhere where he killed him, because I guess he's extra strong because he's fucking roided up, disgusting looking the actor.
Cena?
Yeah, John Cena. That guy is a fucking grotesque. He looks like he came out of a lab. Like, he looks like he should be playing Bane in the next Batman movie because of how disgusting and like how geared up he is, as the kids like to say, like, because he's old. So like to maintain his physique with all the roids that he's on, he has like I don't know what I don't know what like I don't know anything about that. I'm just like a normal guy. Like I'm not on like a bunch of like fucking TRTs or hormone or whatever. So like I don't know why his veins look like that. If someone could like put in the chat or leave a comment or whatever. I don't know why he looks the way he looks, but I assume because he's old. He's an older guy trying to maintain that.
Yeah.
And he's also still on all this like concoction of steroids and stuff. So, anyways,
But yeah, they had let's see, oh yeah, in All the Men Cry.
oh, of course, they're all so
the men,
sensitive.
yeah, even Lex Luthor cries.
Yeah, well, and that's the thing. Like, they're again because they're liberal progressives. They constantly have to push and push and put. They're really like the most feminine, natured people. Like they don't respect any boundaries, and so if as a society we never set boundaries and impose them, they'll just keep doing what they do. But like their liberal ideas, like they're constantly tearing down what came before them in the past. So, yeah, that just makes sense. Like because in their mind, because Superman's a Kryptonian, his parents have to be evil, like for no reason, basically, because
For no reason.
their planet explodes. So like, who gives a fuck why they sent him here to do what he's doing? I guess to juxtapose the fact that they're setting him and this movie up as like an allegory to immigration. And it's like, oh, if Superman can see, they're really good at making propaganda, even though their propaganda is really lame and gay. like because people intuitively know now. Like, so I haven't seen the movie, so correct me if I'm wrong, but is it basically an allegory to where Superman comes to Earth and he's supposed to be, he's an alien, literally and figuratively, but he's actually not like his evil immigrant parents. He learns to respect and love the people of Earth, and he becomes one of us, thus showing that equality and gay liberal values win the day, because he really is the defender of humanity, where his parents sent him to conquer us because they're space Nazis. But
Yeah,
Superman,
pretty much.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't explicitly say it, but it's there, and they're setting that up. And there'll be people who say, "Well, Christopher Reeve cried in the first movie in '78." It's like, yeah, that's because Lois Lane died, and he couldn't get there to save him. Superman cries when Lex Luthor blows some person's head off who Superman really doesn't. No, you know what I mean? It's like there's no reason for it. I mean, he could be upset or angry about it, but crying about it just didn't fit. It was just like forced. It's like,
huh? Yeah, I suspect that. I mean, James Gunn, again, the guy is he's super liberal. Like he's just like a '90s era liberal, where he thinks that like, aside from all his ideology and politics, he also thinks that fart jokes are funny.
yeah.
So it's like,
Yeah, the joke. There's a lot of joking, and there are scenes that are supposed to be serious, and then there's goofy shit going on in the background, almost like a Naked Gun movie.
yeah,
So it has no time. The scenes have no time to breathe. It's just gag that a lot of them didn't land for me, and so this movie didn't take itself seriously at all. And so why should I?
right, and that's a like, again, their cynicism of the source material, it shows through in the writing and the directing. So
This Superman would get his ass kicked by the Hulk or really anybody. I mean, Thanos would just curb stomp this Superman. It wouldn't even be a fucking fight, which is just not how it would go in the comic. And I know it's DC and Marvel, but Superman should be able to take
Well,
out the Hulk or
they
anybody
had
easy.
a old crossover comic back in the day with Hulk and Superman beat the fuck out of the Hulk.
Yeah.
Like, he was like, okay, I'm not playing around anymore, and he just beat the fuck out of him, like, completely. Like, there was no shot.
Yeah.
The Hulk had no shot against Superman.
No.
Yeah. So. Yeah,
But like this, unlike Fantastic Four, we get to see people use their powers. The Green Lantern was cool. Hawk Girl had no purpose in the film, really. Mr. Terrific was probably the best character, but again, you're going into a Superman movie and you're leaving saying, "Well, Mr. Terrific was pretty cool." Like, I don't know if that's what I would want.
Dumb. Well, and he always has to do these like big cast of characters. He doesn't know because he's a weird neurotic guy with ADD. So like he's not confident enough to write. He's like schizophrenic. So he's like, oh, I've got to have this guy who's a personality and this guy, and I'm sure it plays into like their test screenings. So they're like, oh, we got to have a diverse cast. But like subtly, the guy who's actually supposed to be the main character is like this white guy who gets the shit beaten out of him and cries all the time like a little bitch.
Yeah.
Because that's who they are. I mean, think about it. Like, James Gunn is a weak little bitch white guy who cries.
Yeah.
So like, what do you expect him to write? He's writing what he knows.
Yeah, he's just he was the wrong guy for this movie, and
but
people are arguing about it, and it's just not worth arguing about.
Yeah, but apparently it made a significant amount of money. Where they're like, okay, this is the sign that we go forward with.
I think that's also hogwash. I think
it got great reviews.
Well,
seemingly,
it got mixed reviews from audience members and great reviews from. I mean, those are store-bought reviews, but as far as the money, I've heard the budget because this is probably the most marketed movie of this year.
Probably, yeah, I believe that for sure.
This and Fantastic Four were marketed very hard. So let's say with marketing, you have. I couldn't see the budget being anywhere under $350 with the marketing, which means it needs to make around $700, and it's probably it just went to digital yesterday, so you can get it on demand right now, for $6.99 or whatever, and it's made just under $600 million. So I don't know if it actually made money.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know, but he seems to be their guy now. So he sucked enough dicks in Hollywood, I guess, or he's gone through all the rituals.
Yeah,
all the pedophile rituals or something. So
and rumor has it that there's going to be more exposition in the upcoming Peacemaker season. So they're doing what Marvel's doing, where it seems like you're going to have to do homework with their shows in order to understand the next movie.
How do they do that? Because Peacemaker is set in the old like Snyderverse canon.
I don't know. And not only that, but Peacemaker is like rated R. And if you want something that kids can watch, I don't know how. Again, I don't think they know what the fuck they're doing, and I can see that in the writing of some of these films.
Yeah, well, and that's again, they're all like nepo babies that come from these, and they've just been given a script. They're just writing, like they don't have any real life experience, so they just know like.
I would tell anybody if you're going to see a movie this summer to go see F1. The racing movie with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
That's a phenomenal movie. It's very traditional sports movie. It's tried and true formula, and it's great.
That's cool.
And,
yeah, I'll probably watch that when it comes out.
Yeah, I mean that's out right now on IMAX. It's been out for a while, and it's made by the same guy who did Top Gun Maverick, so you really get that feel being in the race car and things like that. So there's really no messaging in it. It's a very traditional story, like you would see in any sports movie, and it just works. And I liked it a lot. And that really is the way movies should be made and used to be made. And I'd like to see more of that. So if you're on a budget, I wouldn't waste my time with Superman or Fantastic Four until they come to streaming or whatever. But definitely F1 is that's a good experience.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we haven't been to a even movie down here. I mean, we don't go that often, but we used to have like the subscription where we'd get like free movies every other month or whatever. But down here, I'm kind of afraid to even go see what it costs to, like, we're in Miami now, so like I kind of afraid to even see what a ticket just to go see a movie even costs here.
$20 probably.
Yeah, I don't know, but and then we have to drive through like an hour of traffic, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't fucking care. Like, it'd be one thing if it was actually a movie I was even interested in seeing or excited about, and then it would be like an actual decision, you know? It's like, well, do I do this to go see it? But when it's a movie I don't even give a shit about, it's like, why? Like, you'd have to go pay me. You'd have to pay me to go see it. I don't even really want to, so why would I deal with all the bullshit and high prices and stuff? That's the thing, it's like, oh god, I don't know, man. Shit's so expensive now that these fucking idiots that make these movies, like these lazy assholes, they just price themselves out of a market.
Yeah, I mean, that's why, again, if you're going to spend the money, go see F1 and just leave the others. Right now, 35 days after release, they put Superman on digital. So,
yeah, doesn't
they said that
doing that well.
They said that wouldn't happen, and here they already be at least 45 days or something like that, and nope, it's out right now, and yeah, for $6.99 or whatever, that's fine. But yeah, I would not bother with making a trip to the movie theaters. And now movie theaters are making all their money off these fucking popcorn buckets. I heard the Galactus Fantastic Four one was $80.
Yeah.
$80 for a Galactus popcorn bucket. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's so dumb. Like, it's just really tacky, and they also try to do this really stupid FOMO shit where they're like, oh, limited, everything now that ever comes out is limited and collectible. It's just an overwhelming, oversaturated amount of, hey, hoard this plastic piece of shit. And like, people are just, you can only try to psychologically trick someone into like, into using their dopamine, emptying their dopamine receptor so much before people just stop caring. So it's all this like, oh, limited time fucking popcorn bucket. You know what I mean? It's not like you get unlimited
dollars.
Yeah, it's retarded. I mean,
it's ugly as shit. I would not want that. There's nowhere I could put it. I'd almost be I don't know. Again, I think I grew out of that FOMO, fear of missing out crap, and get this now. But they're selling on eBay for $160, and people are flipping them, and it's just like, bring the asteroid. Just send the asteroid.
Yep.
We got adults with pacifiers walking around.
Yeah, I mean, it's like pre-World War II Germany. It's like the Weimar Republic 2.0, so it's not going to end well. I mean, it's either going to end with horrible hyperinflation or like some kind of weird civil war. I mean, this is probably a serious topic for a comic book podcast, but like, I mean, it's ironic that we do comics, but we talk shit about these like big, I guess you'd call comic publishers. They're more like media companies now. They're not really comic, and they don't really sell comics. I mean, they don't make any money. It's all subsidized by other bullshit. So they're just straight up taking a loss to push out.
I mean, I think DC is relaunching their universe next month or something.
Oh, already? I mean, they already did the Absolute
or something. I don't know. It's just like they've run out of, and all they have to do is get talent, get rid of
the motion.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing, though. That's why I keep saying it's like you say they have to get talent, but they don't want to. Like they're so ideologically captured. They think the people they hire are talented. Like they think that,
they don't know how bad they suck, and if you criticize them, you're just a bigot, and they dismiss all criticism.
And the people at the top they know that they're losing money. That's why they sell to a bigger company. That's why they just keep playing cat and mouse with the, entropy, the inevitability of these companies going under. But like, they know that, again, these are quote unquote like cornerstones of the culture. They're like touchstones of the culture. So they view them as like, well, I guess at least if we get some retard DEI hire to write shitty comic scripts for us, like we'll just pay them nothing. You know what I mean? Like you saw when we were covering part of the Diamond. No, it wasn't. What fucking shitty ass comic publisher was that went out of business, went bankrupt, and
Dynamite?
No, Dynamite's still around. I think.
IDW?
It was either IDW or Aftershock.
Yeah, okay, I think it was Aftershock. IDW is on. They've been on life support for about 5 years. I don't know how the fuck they haven't died yet, but
because they have Ninja Turtles. That's it. Literally, that's it. Ninja Turtles, and I think I think they lost the Transformers.
They did. It's
so they don't even have that anymore.
Kirkman's company has Transformers.
Yeah, Image.
They're
Skybound.
Yeah, they're pretty good comics from what I hear.
Yeah, I hear as well, and they do like a tie over with the GI Joe universe.
Yeah, they have GI Joe. Those are good. So,
but yeah, so which we should do like a of the companies that are still left standing, we should pick up a couple of issues of these books and like read them and do a review of those, because I don't want to be negative about everything, but there's some decent stuff out there like that people they like. You could tell Kirkman like he actually grew up with the comics that we were talking about of old, and he's an actual fan, and he gets the comics. He isn't just like some fucking retard that showed up.
He's a creator
with a padded resume.
Yeah, he's a creator, and he fought his way to get successful. And then with The Walking Dead, I mean, he had a lot of failed projects, but with The Walking Dead, and then Invincible, that set him up, and I think he's grateful for that. He wants to just go with what got him there, which is what you're supposed to do.
Right, and a lot of guys don't do that. Like, one of the guys who started Image, what's his name?
Spawn's creator?
No, not McFarlane, the other guy. Deadpool guy.
Oh. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's like
been very vocal lately about Disney and.
Yeah, but he's still just doing fucking Deadpool comics for them. He's not doing it.
Liefeld?
Yeah, Liefeld. Yeah, yeah. He. I mean, the last I've seen him doing is like the Batter Blood, Deadpool stuff, and he's writing or drawing some Deadpool and stuff. Like he's not doing anything interesting or fun or like revitalizing stuff. He's just like, I do Deadpool, and he's like shilling shit on Whatnot, and streams and stuff. So I mean, he's not like really trying to take. It's not like he's like buying the rights to these characters from Marvel, kind of like Kirkman. I mean, if you think about it, kind of like what Kirkman's doing and steering it into an interesting new direction, or like maybe not new because it's still Transformers and GI Joe and stuff, but like, you know, at least making something people like.
If I were Kirkman, I'd be looking to get Ninja Turtles and
Oh yeah,
just
probably.
put IDW out of their misery and get them for pennies on the dollar.
Yeah, well, I mean, the guys who created Ninja Turtles still own it, from what I understand. It's just a license to IDW. So once the license expires or is up for renewal, yeah, who knows? So, where was I going with that? Anyway, so one of those companies that is on life support or went bankrupt or whatever, you know, I think we covered them. There were articles that came out where they like basically they just straight up weren't paying people. You know, they had a bunch of these contractors and they're just like, oh yeah, we'll pay you, and they didn't. And so, you know, these companies are either just paying these like DEI shitty diversity hires to crank shit out for their little like network, or straight up not paying people, like the smaller ones are trying to get away with.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's obviously not a winning formula, but like the people at the mid-level and the bottom are like, you know, true believers. They're like defending their faith and their shitty quality stuff, and yeah, they get offended and call you names. It's like, no, you're just fucking awful. You should have never been hired for this. You're retarded. You're mostly women. Like,
well,
why the fuck are you even here?
It's like when DC launches, you know who's going to be DC's next writer? I think it's going to be Kelly Sue DeConnick on Batman.
These people keep
on Batman.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How does she she keeps getting these gigs, and Batman? Really? You're going to have her write Batman? Okay.
Well, she's either... So, this is one of the things I found out recently. There's a lot of people in media that are straight up assets. Like when we joke and say like, oh, they're plants, like, you know, the people who write glowing reviews of like they're paid or they have access, and so they're sucking like Disney dick or whatever, you know what I mean? But there's also people who are like straight up CIA assets. And so if you're ever wondering like, how does this person with basically nothing of value like get to where they are? I've gotten to the point where I think like, yeah, they're probably just like a federal agent, because CIA is behind a lot of shit in pop culture, like over the last, you know, again, several decades. That was exactly that of their time. Like, people like you and me would be talking about this 40, 50 years ago, being like, why the fuck is jazz everywhere? This sounds like shit. Like, it's just some guy playing an out-of-tune fucking trumpet everywhere. This fucking dog shit. Like, you know, people in the 80s who were still listening to rock music are like, why the fuck are these retard Africans rapping on the street, and now this is charting the top, like, this is topping the charts. No one's buying this shit except retarded parents who buy it for their kids, like my parents bought it for me, instead of buying me good music. And who were the rappers? A bunch of faggots like P. Diddy. like they're like, oh, I'm so hard, I'm a fucking gangster, and then they do their verse, they roll over, and they get fucked in the asshole by these guys. So like, yeah, a lot of these people are straight up pushed by people, again, because they have an agenda, like, and
it's that way on social media too. There's definitely assets in social media, and that's a fact.
Right, it's a fact. There's paid influencers, you can look it up. And this is on the right and the left, by the way, so don't come at me somewhere in the comments like, oh, this guy just wants to talk about, like, no, you're just an idiot and you fall for their bullshit because you have no principles, or you're just a fucking NPC, or you're just reacting to the latest thing. You don't think about this shit at all. Anyway, so yeah, they're on social media. That's the new frontier. That's why they're being pushed so hard on social media and podcasts. That's the new frontier of culture. That's the new media landscape. Comics are just like from a bygone era. You know what I mean? Like when we say
they just it's an IP farm, and so they can, they keep the comics going. They don't really make any money off of them, but then they can make a TV show or a film.
Right. The value isn't intrinsic to the business itself. It doesn't matter if it makes a profit. The value is the propaganda. Like, so I guarantee you, if they're happy if they make money off of the movie, because they know, and when I say they, I mean like the people who actually produce and greenlight this shit, like not like the guy holding the boom mic, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'm talking about like the producers and the people who actually own these studios and get subsidized by the government. Like these people are happy that something made money. They're probably like, oh shit, what do we do this quarter? Oh wow, Superman made money, or it broke even. Holy shit.
Yeah, how about that?
How about that? These fucking idiots paid for our shit. You know what I mean? Like, again, just like the Sydney Sweeney thing. Like, okay, fine. Well, we know what these people want, so just give it to them. Come on, give it to them. Oh, look at the share price. It's like $30 a share or whatever, from like, it doubled. Whatever it is, you know? It's
their stock went way up and
right.
Everything. I mean, it worked out for them very well.
Right.
You got the people who say, well, we have to go out and buy these jeans because this is what we want, and these will teach these companies that this is what they should continue on this path. But it's like, if you have to teach them what people want, then they're too stupid to even be in business.
Right. That's supposed to be their job. They have marketing executives.
And the thing is, we know what we're talking about because we make comics and we tell stories that people like. I mean, I come from a very traditional approach. It's basically a D&D quest, with characters, and I really focus on the characters because I think for comics and television shows, I'm much more attracted to the characters, and that whether even if the plot isn't great. I mean, there were episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer that had a kind of a dumb plot, but I tuned in for the characters, or whatever show, The Walking Dead. They recycled plots every fucking few seasons.
Well, right, and let me reiterate the fact that no one knows who we are, and we just put it out there. We've done a few crowdfunding campaigns, so like I know what looks okay and what looks like, professional enough to be like, okay, this is what you got to show. Here's where you put the art. Here's where you put the perks and everything. And, people even gave us some input. They're like, hey, you should do this and this and that. And I went in and I changed it. So, like, we didn't have it perfect. We were just people trying to make books that we enjoy. And we're like, yeah, if you're like me, you'll enjoy this book. And we made money. And you see that because, and this is why they want regulation. They don't want an open market. Because who's that lady, Sudaconic, some stupid bitch who launches her Kickstarter and makes like $100 or something? These people can't compete because the general public is us, and so that's why they never make anything of value when they actually have to do their own independent. So then they go running back to their fucking, their corporate overlords, or like if they have blackmail sex tapes on somebody. or whatever, and so that's why they get the gig that they get, because they have literally absolutely no independent, there's no intrinsic value in anything they make. So
it's slop. I mean, it is slop, and that's we go back to these comic books or these comic book superhero movies or shows. They're fucking slop, folks. They're not well written. It's not well done. The editing's terrible, and it's just garbage. It's like, here's your fucking superhero movie. Now shut up. And there's McDonald's, and there's so much talent out there that just is not being seen or heard, and are given the opportunity. And I want quality. If I'm going to pay $20 for a
Right. You
damn
think
movie
about how much
ticket
you're paying for
or
that.
$6 for a comic, I want quality. I want a good experience. And
Right.
that's
Something
like
interesting.
F1 was a good experience. I can't say that about anything else this summer. I heard Weapons is okay. Naked Gun was funny. But
Right. But it's just a rehash.
yeah,
Right. Like it's
but it's got some good gags in it and not too much
sure.
messaging. It's only an hour and a half, so the
Oh well,
run
there you go.
the run times are coming down, and I think it knew when to stop. But yeah, it's still just a slop, and yet people are eating this shit up. Well, it's not that woke. Well,
Right.
no, I
See,
don't.
that's the abused, battered wife excuse. Well, he's not that. He hasn't killed me yet. It could be worse, right? Like they give you a little taste, and well, to your, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but to your
Go
point
ahead.
earlier, you make a good point where the argument's like, oh, well, we'll show them because now that they've changed their tactic, it's like you don't think they know what they're doing? Like, how fucking stupid are you? You don't think
Yeah.
they know that they could just easily do this to make money? No. And they're the ones in control. They're doing the marketing. You're the fucking retard responding. You're the stupid simp drooling at the mouth for this shit. You're not the one in control. You're not on the fucking board of directors. You're not a fucking majority shareholder. You're not telling these people anything. So
Well,
who are
not
you
only that,
influencing?
it's the same people in charge. They're not going to change their ways.
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's the same people, so they know. They didn't just wake up and go, "Oh yeah, maybe we should." No, they know what they're doing, and like, you're so dumb and impulsive, you ran out to buy their shit. So, what does that say? Does that say more about them or you? Like, who's really influencing who? Like, wake
Yeah,
up.
yeah. And people just will run back if if they put Gina Carano into Star Wars production. Uh, Everybody would go. All these people would just turn around and go. I wouldn't, because I'm done with Star Wars. They're never going to recapture
Right.
the magic that it was. It's just not. I don't even think George Lucas could recapture and make me interested again.
No, of course not. Like, here's how you need to look at this because, yeah, I don't know why these people think, like, oh, well, we'll train them to do X, Y, Z. All you've trained them to do is shown that you're weak and you immediately turn around and pay for whatever slop they put out. So anytime they need to make money to maintain. So, like, I said this back when they came out with the Spider-Man movie because they were like, that's when it was like peak shitty Marvel after
Right.
Phase 1 woke, whatever
And it
people
was
were saying about it.
COVID. It was COVID
All that
was,
bullshit, yeah. But then they had the Spider-Man movie, and it's like Spider-Man 3 specifically, I think it was. And they're like, oh, look, it did super well. Like, look what everyone. I just said, you're just subsidizing all the other shitty movies they made. Like, when you go out and say, and I saw it, I was one of those people at the time, and I recognized it. I was like, well, I think I was on a show with someone else and they were talking about it. And I just straight up said, well, that Spider Man movie easily pays for all the next 10 shitty movies that they're going to put out that you're not going to see. And you're going to forget about the Spider Man movie because you're predisposed to be mad and angry and negative about all these other things. So all they have to do is come out with 10 shitty movies that lose money and then give you one good thing. And because your perspective is so fucked, like you're like so emotional that when they give you one good thing, you overwhelmingly throw your money at them, and then congratulations, you're the one that funded the next 10 shitty projects they make. So,
yeah. Yeah.
good job.
Yeah.
Good job. Like, if you're that person, good job. I just want you to know you're the one doing this. Like, the rest of us are just sitting here waiting. Okay, great. Can't wait till you know.
Well, I want to see it. I
Shit.
won't come back until I see a complete change at the top. You know, for a lot of these studios and a lot of this stuff, I need to see a complete culture shift, and it has to be consistent. It can't just be one thing
Right,
that is,
yeah. I,
and then
I mean, it would have to be a mountain of things, you know what I mean? Like, it would
yeah,
have to be, like, we wouldn't recognize what a new Hollywood would look like currently for me to come back. For me to come back. Like, I got an example. My wife the other day wanted to watch the Happy Gilmore 2, this atrocious pile of dog shit that's on Netflix. But I
yeah,
guess Adam Sandler owns the IP for Happy Gilmore.
right,
So he wrote it with some other fucking retard. I didn't even bother to look up the guy up, but they wrote, produced, and directed and all the bullshit or whatever. And even her, who's like, I mean, she's a woman, so she's like a typical normie that just kind of is like, in her words, she said, "Oh yeah, I knew this was gonna be stupid, but I just want something that's like stupid but like fun that we can watch together because otherwise we watch all these shitty movies and we actually care about the message and like the principles in the movie and the characters and what they portray." And I've gotten her to like pay more attention critically to these movies and recognize, oh yeah, this is awful. This show is horrible. Like the things that they're trying to show me in this movie are really bad. Like I don't want to. It's gross watching this.
yeah.
And so
And
we
they,
watched.
and they put a lot of nostalgia bait in it too, and
Dude.
that's something I'm getting really tired of.
Yeah, and I think, thank God, the normal person, even all these fucking retard who are simps for these companies, are finally getting over us too. I seriously, a third of this fucking movie, and the runtime was way too long. It should have been an hour and a half. But a third of this movie, no joke, was like, it wasn't just nostalgia, William. It was them playing like a quarter of the original movie. Like they were just literally replaying clips,
Right.
and they had like a blue screen where they would make a joke about, like, I mean, you've seen the original Happy Gilmore, right?
Oh yeah.
So like he would have a joke about like his happy place, and it would be like a blue screen where they would make a joke about like the original his happy place, and then he literally is like, oh, I have to update this to the current time. Like there's just stupid meta shit in there. It's so Jewish.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid, and
Yeah.
and it makes me actually think about how much I dislike the original. Like when I see this one, it actually kind of puts a bad taste in my mouth for the original. And I asked Paula, "Well, have you even seen the first one?" She said, "No." I said, "Oh, well, we'll just go watch the original one because they already tried to show you a third of that movie in this one. Like, there's basically nothing new to this movie. Like, it's sad. It's not fun. Adam Sandler, I don't know what his fucking deal is. It's
It was a cash grab.
it's just fucking, yeah. Well, but it's worse than lazy. It's like, again, it's like really cynical. It's like he doesn't even like the movie he made. Like, it's not even phoning it in. It's just like kind of weird. And the only things that you can tell he actually enjoys is just his nepo baby daughters playing in the movie. You know what I mean? It's like he expects everybody else to watch this movie and Netflix to pay him, which they are paying him anyways, literally to just like film a day hanging out with his buddies, like his family, his kids.
Yeah,
and
there
like,
wasn't a lot of thought put into it.
yeah, that was his thought process. It's like, oh, I'm gonna launch my kids' acting careers. He's not thinking about making a movie, making a fun movie, like Happy Gilmore 2 and how it relates to the first one, because it doesn't even make sense. Like, the movie's pretty fucking dumb.
Yeah. Well, and I tried
it's
to
bad.
get into
It's
that
awful.
Alien Earth that just came out, and it released 2 episodes, and I'm done. I'm not gonna watch it. It had some interesting ideas. It had a good look, but the dialogue was terrible. The acting was terrible. The ideas that it presented, it didn't really flesh out. And after 2 hours, I can't remember any of the characters' names. I mean, you should be able to develop a character within 2 hours of a show,
Right.
and there's no.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's got
Yeah.
nostalgia bait in it. It's like, oh, we're gonna have a cat in it. Remember in
Yeah,
Aliens when she
stupid.
had a cat, and we're gonna have a cat in this, and we're gonna do the. And it's just even the alien killing scenes. It's like McDonald's. It's like the alien will just come out and go and then kill somebody, and there's no tension. There's no coming from the shadows. There's no suspense.
Right.
It's almost like slasher alien, and it's just no. Again, people who don't get it, writing this stuff, putting it out there, saying, "Here's your alien shit. Now, eat it and shut up."
Yeah. Well, I kind of feel sorry for like the average normie person because they're not really creative. Like, cause my solution of that was go out and create my own stuff. Like, start a publishing company, work with other creators like yourself, and create like stories that I think are fun or interesting or like badass. You know, whatever the reason is for, like traditional masculine guys who fuck shit up and aren't like sniveling cunts.
Yeah,
So that was my excuse. But there's the 80/20 principle, and I'm not gonna lie to people anymore and just say, oh yeah, well you should go out and create. So like obviously you should is the answer, but there's no scenario where you're gonna have 80% of the people creating things and 20% of the people fun. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah,
you kind of by nature have to have 80% of the people consuming and just doing their like day-to-day job, and they're going to be, even if they're rich, like they're a small percentage funding their patrons. But now being a patron isn't like a rich guy in the 1500s or the 1600s. It's democratized, so like millions of people are funding whatever independent projects that they want. So yeah, I don't really know what the solution is, because the solution to the average person, they're not going to get off their ass and make something of themselves. No, I mean, no offense if you're listening out there, but like, if you had the inclination to do that, you'd already be doing it. Like, you wouldn't need me to tell you this right now, and then you'd go, oh wow, and then you get like inspired and be like, oh, I'm going to go out and do it. You would only be watching because you'd be right here with us, like bitching into the wind. Like, we should change this show to like two old men shout into the wind about comics. But yeah, you'd be right here being like, yeah, you're preaching to the choir. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing. That's why you guys are doing what you're doing. So I guess that's my question to you is like, when are we gonna see the average normie just actually wake the fuck up and stop funding? Just stop.
I don't think it's gonna happen. And you know who I feel bad for are kids.
Yeah.
Because there really is nothing for this generation to hang their hats on. I guess Harry Potter was probably a generation ago.
Yeah.
So like those kids, they have Harry Potter, and of course I guess for a lot of young people, they're just going back to old stuff and old music and
that's good
stuff that I grew up with and you grew up with.
Yeah.
But what is it that they have that they can say, this came out, when I was a kid, this came out and it really captured me.
Right.
They're still
AI?
putting out, yeah.
Maybe AI. I don't know.
But I mean, like, what franchise or what character or anything has really come out that they can say, yeah, or what musical artist or whatever.
Yeah. Fortnite.
I guess.
Minecraft. I mean, the Minecraft movie did fucking phenomenally.
Yeah.
That's about it. But it's just generic memes. Like, the Minecraft is like the level 1 of nostalgia bait bullshit that we get, right? Because it's just memes. So that's interesting because they grew up in an era, like we're talking about these writers that are dog shit and they're just nepotistic kids of like kids of kids of Hollywood. So they don't know what to make. They're just referencing shit. They're completely uncreative hacks. They're constantly calling back to the point of, like I said, Happy Gilmore. They're literally just running the old movie. Like, it's just literally running scenes from the old movie to be like, remember, remember, remember. So yeah, young kids have grown up in that environment where they're just like, they've seen a clone of a clone of a clone, like all this homunculus of old movies referenced as and references by shittier and shittier creators. Um, so all they know is memes. So like that's kind of like what they do. So like the Minecraft movie did so well because they don't have characters. Minecraft doesn't have characters per se. It's just got like, you know, remember the thing, and you're like, yeah, I do. I did that in Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, I don't know where we'll go from here. I don't know like if they begin creating something, what they're actually going to create. Because even AI is just like an amalgamation of shit that we've put on the internet.
Well, I think video game movies are going to probably they're going to go hard in the paint on that. That's probably the next genre that's going to take over superhero or comic book movies. And I don't, video games are more or less, a lot of them are trash right now.
Well, I mean, China is making the best video games that have come out in the last 2 years, apparently, from what I understand. Yeah, I think that. So that's a good point. I think that as American culture continues to circle the drain, and I mean, we don't have American culture anymore. There really is no America, like per se. Then yeah, like everyone in America is just gonna keep buying stuff that like Asian culture or or what the Chinese perceive to be American. You know what I mean? Like what Asian people think Americans will like about Asia will be the new American culture.
I guess.
I mean, you're already seeing it. Like,
yeah, it's in comics, and I guess like a movie. It's on Netflix called, what is it? K-pop Demon Hunter or something. It's an anime.
Really? Sure.
It's supposed to be really good, and a lot of people. There's a lot of buzz about it. I haven't seen it yet, but people really like that.
Because the last like 20 years, I mean, when I was growing up with like Dragon Ball Z and all these other anime, I never really read manga, but like we had Adult Swim and Cartoon Network stuff, Ghost in the Shell, Cowboy Bebop, like, and even in like the 80s, people were going back to watch like Akira and stuff. But like, was it the 80s or the early? I don't remember. Someone will correct me, maybe.
I think Akira was the 90s.
Okay, so but then like so like the huge popularization of like shonen stuff in America is like Dragon Ball Z. That's been happening. Yeah, that's been happening for like 20 to 30 years. Is Japanese and now like Chinese mythology, because you had like Black Wukong.
Black Myth Wukong.
Myth Wukong. Yeah. So now that's just becoming more and more pervasive in American culture, which is kind of ironic because like I don't like they're like no one cares. I guess it's because like stupid Gen X millennial parents, like just like the greatest generation didn't seem to really give a shit what the boomers grew up with. These parents don't seem to care. Like, what I'm trying to articulate is you'd think that there would be like and maybe this kind of is in the zeitgeist with Trump imposing tariffs, but you'd think that the people who rule America would try to stop all of Asian culture from taking over American culture.
You
like
yeah,
the
you'd think
American
there would be
youth.
some pride, in
Well, there's no pride because you can't have pride in your own country. You
yeah.
might actually give a shit about it. So they simultaneously have to make you hate America and everything that is American, like Superman, while being completely demoralized and buying their shit. So, like, you have to pay us to watch us shit all over your characters that you love. But I mean, like, they can't do that with a lot of these Asian IPs. They don't own them. All they can try to do is make those shitty remakes on Netflix. But these Asian companies have already realized, no, we realize that you're fucking up with our stuff, and we're not going to let you do that anymore. Like, they've already, that's why you don't see them, really. You know, like, the last one was what, like, live action One Piece?
Yeah.
And that was actually pretty good. Like, people actually kind of enjoyed that one. But after that, you haven't really seen, like, and they haven't even said, like, when the production of the next season of that's
Oh,
gonna be.
I think it comes out next year. Season 2 comes out, I think,
Oh,
August
really?
of 26. Yeah,
Yeah, so
so
they don't have the fucking money for the budgets for these shows. They're delaying
yeah.
them.
Which I
So
don't know, with a TV show, one season every 2 or 3 years is just it's not going to cut it.
yeah, so
Especially when a season is like 8 episodes or 10. I mean,
right, it's too short. Yeah.
TV shows used to run 24, sometimes 32
Oh,
episodes a year.
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, and they take the summer off, spring and summer, and then come fall, September, that's when the new season would come out.
Right. And when it's animation, you can do that easily. Even today, you can maintain that schedule because it's a bunch of animators. Like, it's not like, and voice actors. You're not shooting on sets. You don't have all the production costs. It's just people in a studio behind computers for the most part. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, China, not as much Japan, just because of their negative birth rate, like their collapsing country, but China is definitely on the rise. I mean, it's been on the rise, but it's continuing. Like, it's more on the rise as far as culture and art than it has ever been. Like, obviously, it's been on the rise as far as like manufacturing and everything, like stuff that has more to do with economics and politics, but it's definitely having an impact now on like the average person's day to day, if that makes sense. Like more
Yeah.
so than the shitty electronics that you buy from China. Like people are more impacted by Black Myth Wukong than, like young guys playing Black Myth Wukong care more about stuff coming out of China than they care about like the shitty iPhone 17 that was, like, does that make sense? Like, it's more impactful to them mentally. Like, they're gonna remember playing Black Myth Wukong, and you compare that to all the shitty games in America and these game studios that are in the West that are going bankrupt and being bought out by Chinese companies. So I guess that's where we're gonna continue to go. Is China's slowly it's gonna be like man, that movie predicted the original Blade Runner, where it's like America's, like, most of the world's like a Chinese, like a weird mixture of like Chinese and Western culture.
Well, if they're making better stuff, that's what people are gonna gravitate towards, and
Right.
we have the capacity to do it, but we're not, and
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just weird that they haven't recognized that, and because like they care so much about propagandizing to children, but they don't think like, well, what do children actually consume? And what children actually consume is Asian media.
yeah.
So it's just interesting to me that, like, you juxtapose that against like all the things we talk about, which I think, to be honest, is just like not. like the things that we talk about, I don't think kids are really interested in. Like they care to the extent that like they know what a Spider-Man toy is. Like they don't like they see it in Walmart in the toy aisle
Yeah.
and they're like, "Oh, cool, a Spider-Man backpack." Because it's just like it's what they know. It's everywhere. It's a brand recognition. But when they as they grow up, like they really actually watch Demon Slayer and like Chainsaw Man and One Punch Man and stuff.
Yeah.
At least that's what I see. Like when we go to events and we sell books, that's what the parents of these young kids are talking. I'm talking about like 8 to 15. Like they're like, oh, yeah, is it manga? Is
Yep, they're
actually
into
they,
that. Yeah.
yeah, actually the parents don't even know the difference. They say, do you have any anime? Because they're like, oh, my kid watches this, and we're like, oh wow, you watch all those, and the kid like nods. They're like, yeah. They're like, oh, cool.
Yep, and then they play Fortnite and
They play Fortnite, and all their references are memes. Like it's just companies paying to have their characters in Fortnite, but there's no cultural relevance there.
I think even like
So,
D&D has lost so many people, and they
oh yeah,
continue. They no longer really have a lot of developers. It's mostly they're just going to license that out. Um,
yeah.
but
D&D
they,
is an interesting case study because like D&D over the last like 5-10 years has become massively popular. Like even just 5 years become like massively popular, but it's almost like it was fake because
yeah,
I don't actually see people talk about it as much or like play the game. You know, like
no.
so I don't.
It's like two of the two of the developers went to Daggerheart, I guess, which is the people from Critical Role. That's their game.
So okay, so because Critical Role is basically told Wizards of the Coast go fuck yourself. Uh,
Yeah.
a lot of people are fans of Critical Role.
Yep, and Critical Role released another game, Daggerheart, that seems to be selling well. I'm not really. I took a look, read some reviews. I don't know if it's really something I would be into, and yes, it's got all the pronoun shit you ever want.
Right, of course.
And but yeah, two of the D&D Wizard of the Coast dropped a lot of talent over the past few years, and so they I don't think they're interested at all in creating anything new campaigns. They're just going to license it out and let other people like a Kobold Press or someone like that come up with things and then release it for 5th edition.
Okay.
Because I don't see how they could, with all the creative talent gone, just about. I don't see how they could actually make anything,
Yeah.
fresh.
Yeah, we'll see. It'll be an interesting couple next years. But yeah, I mean, we're gonna keep doing our thing, trying to at least nudge the nudge the general population a little further. So that's our goal, and the funny thing is at the end of the day, I'm just gonna say this and then I have to go off stream. I gotta go pick up my wife, but
Okay.
I talked to Kyle about this, and we were I think it was when we were camping, like beginning of the year or whatever, and we were just shooting the shit, drinking whiskey or whatever. And another one of my, it was me, him, and like a friend of mine that's not involved in the comics, but he's just like he wants to support us, so like he'll pick up the books or whatever, and he's just like, yeah. So he's just asking us. He doesn't know anything, about the business or whatever. So he's just asking us questions about like, when are we coming out with the next issue or whatever. And we were just talking about like, just what it's like to try to run a business, start a business on the side while you're doing all of your day-to-day stuff. And when we're going to release the book next, and getting new artists and doing multiple projects and stuff. And I was like, I think I asked Kyle, I'm like, so, and I was pleasantly surprised by his answer. I was like, well, I don't know, Kyle. I mean, how much longer do you think you want to go before we just wrap this shit up and call it quits? You know what I mean? And he's like, oh yeah, I don't care. I mean, I want to finish Hardly Heroes. Like, it doesn't matter. We're still going to keep going. And I was like, oh, really? Like, that's the way. And he's like, yeah, of course. I want to tell the story. And I'm like, good. That's, I mean, I wasn't necessarily expecting that. I was kind of expecting to be like, you know, well, we could quit tomorrow. But he was like, yeah, no, we're going to keep going, dude. We're going to tell our story. So that's, you know, that gives me hope, because it's like, well, if we're all here is to just tell a story, so we have some kind of legacy to leave to, you know, like our kids or friends or family or whatever. Something that we put into the ether of the zeitgeist of of this world. And I don't know. Yeah, because it's about sending a message. It's not, you know, it's not always about the money. It's about sending a message. So.
Just like, you know, create things that we would want to read. You know, that's how George Lucas developed Star Wars. It was really something where he wanted to create something that he would enjoy watching. And,
right.
You know, like,
that's very true. And, you know, to be honest, he got help or was lucky or whatever you want to call it. There's a lot of guys out there who were creating stuff like George Lucas, and you don't really hear about them. But to George Lucas, I'm sure they were super influential, because he wasn't able to do what he did without them, right?
Yeah.
So even if we're just the footnote of, like, you know, what's the name of that guy who's like, he's like, we've been on streams with him. He's super fun. He's really rambunctious. He's young, so he's got a lot of energy, but he's kind of like ADD. I've met him at a couple of shows. The blonde hair guy, the guy who makes the Nova books.
Oh yeah, I can't remember his name.
I'm trying to remember his name. Yeah, sorry, I forgot. I don't hang out with comic people all the time, so I have a short memory span for when it comes to comic stuff. But anyways, like, if we're a footnote, you know, in his career, and he launches the next version of Superman and it blows up, it'd be like, well, that guy made it. Yeah. So that's good, you know. Anyways, yeah, man. Any closing thoughts? A lot of housekeeping today, but
nope. Just support our books, and you'll get, you know, some fun fantasy storytelling and world building, and there's no messaging of any kind. There's no propaganda. It's just entertainment.
Yep, we're too honest here. I am. I need to shut the fuck up. Yeah. Thanks everyone for stopping by. If you stop by or if you catch us later, and yeah, we'll be trying to do these more regularly again. So that'll be fun.
Yep. Shattermarecomics.com.
Yeah, man. Pre-order all the covers of the book. Otherwise, once we fulfill the first print run, just to make sure all the, you know, the most awesome people that backed the book early are going to get all their stuff, and then I'll throw everything up on the website, because I'd feel bad if we listed something there that, you know, like, before someone else gets their stuff. So look out for that in the next few weeks, and look out for Hardly Heroes issue 10.
Yep.
So, all right, man.
And you can pick up issues 1 through 9 anytime.
Oh yeah, that's true. and Lucas the Mucus. And yeah, stay tuned for some of the other sweet books that we're working on.
Yep.
In fact,
Victor.
we just started working. Well, we'll talk about it next time.
Okay.
We'll catch you guys on the next one. See you.
All right. See you later.